Hi, good morning, Saipriya.
Good morning, Shruti. Happy New
How are
Year.
you? Happy New Year. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm also fine. I think let's wait for a couple of minutes
Sure,
for
sure.
others to
Yes.
join in,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then we can start. All
Sure.
right.
Okay. Right. Yeah. You teach, no? Oh, right. Got no kitamute. Go to your screen.
Hi, very good morning. Madhav, is that okay? Hi, Madhav. Can you hear me? Saipriya, I think Madhav is still setting up. It's okay. Saipriya, are you there? Very good
Yes, yes,
morning.
I am. Good morning. Yes.
All right. So let's have a quick round of intro. I was expecting more learners in this batch, but since it's already 8:34, we'll start. Can we have a quick round of introductions?
Sure.
Where
So
are
my
you
name is
from?
Sai Priya, and I'm currently from Bangalore.
Uh-huh.
I am a teacher. Yeah, I take public speaking, creative writing for students.
Lovely.
And yeah, I wanted to, upskill myself with content writing as well. Wanted to know what is it and, dive deep into it. So that is
What
the
brings
reason I.
you? I mean, why do you want to learn content? Is there anything specific in your on your mind right now?
Uh, Not so much specific, but when kids these days, when they ask me like, ma'am, what is copywriting? Can we do this? Can we do that? And all that. So I wanted to dive deep into it and understand so that, I can teach my students as well. That is the reason.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
So yes, you're going to learn a lot of these basics in this particular program. In fact,
Mhm.
I personally, have this knack of learning new tools, AI tools specifically that helps
Mhm.
me ease my content development. So,
Um,
of course, I'm going to share with you a lot of tools, and we are going to do hands-on practice, so you are aware of whatever is new in
sure.
the
Yeah.
market. Lovely.
Great.
Great to hear
Yes.
from you, Saipriya. Thank you. Okay, yes, Madhav, you're raising your hand. Good morning.
No, so morning. Sorry, I wasn't able to hear what you were saying.
No
There was a
problem.
problem with the speakers. Now they're on.
Okay, no
So yeah,
problem.
that's fine. I'm fine now.
Perfect, perfect. I was just asking for a quick introduction, nothing else. So, where are you from? What are you currently doing, and what brings you here?
Right. I'm a doctor. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. Uh,
Lovely.
but I've stopped practicing some time ago.
Okay,
And now I'm taking care of admin of, we have a fertility center. I'm taking care of the admin.
okay, that's
And
nice.
I'm actually interested in one changing my, uh, you know, I'm not acting as a doctor anymore. So I would like
Yeah.
to look at writing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also interested in probably, writing a novel and also
Oh,
doing medical writing,
interesting.
like
Yeah,
studies
got
and
it.
whatever. Yeah.
Understood, understood. So yes, and great. I think both of you have kind of a clarity of what you really are looking for, and that is a great start. And we are going to start with just a quick intro about myself. I have over 16 years of work experience overall as a content developer, then into PR industry also. I've worked for about 5 to 6 years and full-fledgedly into trainings and communications. I'm there for last 6 years. All right. So my entire career, across professions, across roles, has revolved around content development, and that is how I have been able to, learn new tools, new techniques, the way learned different formats of writing, and what are the best practices. So I have kind of that deep level understanding. So I'm happy to share that with all of you through the medium of this course. All right, so this program is going to start with really basics of content writing, that what you can expect. We will then slowly, as we progress into the program, we will learn about, what are the digital writing skills that you should have, what are the tools, and recently AI has also been integrated in this program. So whatever AI tools, with the advent of all of these chat GPTs of the world, and that you will understand that that's not enough. There is so much more that we can utilize and ease our work, all right, in the field of writing. So yes, happy to start for you. I don't think anybody else is joining in. um Other things that very, like, minor things. Madhav, your hand is raised, you can lower it down. Other
Uh,
things.
okay.
Yeah.
Do I just press on it? Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. Okay, no problem.
Got it.
Um, no worries. Another thing that I wanted to share is that during the sessions that we're going to have, I prefer it to be a lot more interactive.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it's wonderful to have you all on video. If possible, Saipriya, please stay
Yeah,
on
yeah,
video.
sure. Yes.
Yeah, that's one. And whatever. So I don't tend to read on from the slides because it gets very monotonous, right? Certain slides are going to be text heavy, where I would need your also, you kind of support in maybe pre-reading and come. so that we are able to be on the same page and we can, I can answer your queries rather than taking you through, line by line. So
Yes,
that's
yes.
like we adult learners do, right? So it's more of your Q&A that I would prefer in first 15 minutes of every session. All right, based on whatever we have covered in the previous one. Is that okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that
Um,
should work.
being being a lot more interactive helps. So I'll start now. I'll start sharing my screen. You can pause me whenever you feel you are not clear with any concept. In the beginning, it's very basic, like content, basics of writing, vocabulary, and grammar. These first three modules are going to be little, like a brushing up your skills from school time.
Okay.
However, when we progress, like, digital writing skills and content marketing, SEO writing, that's going to be more specific. And we'll have a lot of tools that you are going to also try during the session. All right. So I really encourage you to practice during the sessions as well, so that because, you've kind of very thoughtfully have selected a time during the day, like entire day, you're culling out 2 hours for yourself. So I want you to make the best use of it. All right. A lot of times my learners say in other batches that, we'll do it later, we'll do it, and then they forget doing it. All right. And then the entire this thing is flow is not okay. So I will start sharing my screen. Let me know once it's visible. Anything from any both of you before we start?
No, I think we can just go ahead.
Wonderful. All right. So when we talk about basics of content writing, any understanding on how do we define content writing? What all elements do we have included in content writing? Anything, whatever comes on top of your mind.
My understanding is basically content as such is a piece of information.
Yes.
So, yeah, and content writing is where we put the information that we get or the ideas that we get, where it also helps our audience or, you
Mm.
know, uh, something like that. That is my idea.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great. Anything from you to add, Madhav? What else
Yeah,
does it
it's
include?
just that see, the content is easy to get. How
Mm.
to present is the thing.
Perfect. Lovely, lovely inputs from both of you. So yes, content writing is not only about writing itself, but a lot of planning also goes into it, right? What a lot of research, planning, thinking of what format are you going to choose, what style of writing are you going to pick up, right? And then comes the actual writing, and then even after it doesn't stop at writing, it goes on till editing, then proofreading, then final publishing, and then after publishing also you have to monitor, especially for current times when you're writing for social media or any other platform, maybe LinkedIn. Are you both active on LinkedIn? I'm going to give a lot of examples from there. Active
Uh,
on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
Madhav? No,
I have a LinkedIn account, but I'm not active. I don't
not
actually
active.
go there.
Now you will. Now you will start writing.
Sure.
Once you progress into the program, I'm going to encourage you to do that. Whatever platform you're writing for these days, all of those have analytics dashboards kind of thing. Okay. So where you can also monitor your performance. How is
Okay.
your content performing? What kind of engagement are you getting on it, right? What kind of are people really liking it, or liking, commenting, sharing? Those are the parameters of engagement. So are they really engaging with my content? How can I improve? Is there any feedback? Right? So based on all those factors, you can keep improving. So coming back to the definition part, in this particular module, you will learn the process of writing, how to build paragraphs, revision, what all comes under it, editing and proofreading. Like I said, all of these are very important elements, and then learn this tool called Grammarly. Are you already aware of this tool?
No,
Yes.
No,
no.
Typria has been using. All
Yeah,
right.
I've been using it as well. So
Wonderful. Great. So let's move on to the introduction. This is the definition that is the process starting from the research, planning, writing, publishing. But however, content writing, another element is that it is like you also mentioned, Cypria, it is for a specific audience. Always, whatever format of writing you're choosing, it is dedicated to or written specifically for a set of audience. All right, so that is another important element in the writing aspect. So whenever we are trying to share any valuable information, to there can be three or four goals. One of those we can choose what we are writing for. So either we have to earn the trust of our potential customers or existing customers, either we just have to improve the engagement, or we have to establish the credibility in our niche, right? So credibility means any like we really want to establish our authority in a particular subject. So like you mentioned, Cypria, that you also do public speaking for students,
Yes.
right? So
Mm.
when you want to establish yourself as a public speaker, what is the kind of content you're sharing with your set of audience? All right. Are you
Mm.
trying to educate them that all of this comes under public speaking? These are the elements you have
Mm.
to, take care of, etc., etc. So are you
Mm.
just informing them, educating them, or you want their engagement, or you just want to, build your image or build your credibility as an
Mm.
expert in public speaking? So
Mm.
whatever your goal is, you will tweak your content accordingly and you will start sharing it with the relevant audience. Correct? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Similarly, for you, Madhav, if you want to show your expertise in medical writing, right? You want to publish something around specific, maybe ortho, you want to establish your expertise in that particular field of uh, this one, that profession. So
Yeah,
you would try to write a lot of, I mean, what I would suggest you, if you want to take that up as, a long-term career, you can actually start writing bits of information a lot of people would not be aware of. Maybe you can start with the awareness building.
right,
Okay, that would be the beginning point where you can start from, and then you can move on to informing, to engage with them, with your relevant audience, and also to then invite them for whatever plans you have. Like maybe you have to conduct webinars someday, or you have to conduct some workshops for your audience. Whatever is your goal, based on that, you can keep tweaking your content,
right,
right?
right,
So what does a content writer do? Uh, Basically, it's not whether it is writing for your websites or blogs or any other digital media. Uh, Content writer, the aim, like we discussed, is either to engage or inform the audiences through well-researched and compelling content, right? So a lot of, in today's scenario, a lot of content is being written for marketing purposes also by a
Mm.
lot of brands. You must have noticed, if you're aware enough, you must have noticed around you what kind of content are brands creating. Are they trying to, create some relevant content with you? For example, very interesting example I have is for Zomato. How many of you have seen those Zomato notifications coming in, which is like, weather is good, let's have chai and pakoras, something like that, right? So
yeah,
they are just like one-liners, and it is not a rocket science, but it is all about being relevant to your audience.
Mm.
Correct? That's one example of how brands are using content as a marketing tool. All right, they are trying to and like another example I can state is maybe these blogs that you write, that you read on social media platforms, right? Or these huge these kind of advertisements that brands are doing these days by taking common people and asking them to create. It is called user generated content. Have you, or
Mm.
are you active on Reels and all, Instagram, Facebook? Yeah.
Mm.
Do you see? No, Madhav is not very active. But have you ever seen those advertisements where very like common people like you and me are, sharing the review of a product that they have used, and they
Yeah,
are
so they
asking you
get the
also.
product and then share their
Correct,
review,
correct,
asking you to, sign up from their thing, sharing the
correct.
link and yeah, okay,
Correct.
yeah.
And the way they can create the more engaging reel or engaging content they can create for that particular product, that is their USP, right? And
Mm,
brands are encashing on it. So a lot of these content creators are using, fun as one of the elements to be able to resonate with people like you and me. Yeah. So
mm,
this is also one part of content marketing where brands are asking users to create content on their behalf rather than taking a very famous celebrity or somebody in their advertisements like traditionally we used to have,
mm,
right? So it is now the market is little like moving towards user generated content, right? Where you can relate with them more. So when I see someone like me using that product and sharing a review, I feel a little more, that sense of that, okay, this maybe I can also try, I should
correct.
also try it, right? That happens. So that is the entire plan that brands are moving forward with. So, and then when you know who is your audience, you can adjust. So, as a content writer, you need to research well. You have to make your content compelling enough for people to, be informed and engaged about it. And then also to when you know your audience, you are able to adjust your tone and voice accordingly, right? Whatever you're writing for your set of audience. So that is the basic. These are the responsibilities of a content writer, starting with the research. Now, research includes not only the research of the sources, but also the research about the keywords. Are you aware of what a keyword is?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you define?
Keywords are like, what people actually search for and look for on the net to find the information that they need.
Perfect. So those could be some words or that those could be some phrases as well. All
Mm,
right. So keyword and keyword phrases we call them. So
Right.
whenever we are and are you aware of SEO? What is that term called? What is
Yeah,
the
search
full form?
engine
search engine
optimization.
optimization.
Yes, search engine optimization. So whenever we are writing, so there are two sets of writing we people do. One is content writing, which is just to inform, and for a specific, for example, I just want to inform my set of audience that I may or may not choose to incorporate keywords into it. All right. However, if I'm writing specifically to rank on Google, when I want people to come to my brand when it is majorly about marketing content, then I'm using SEO. I can't avoid using that because I have to rank on Google, so I have to use keywords for the SEO content writing that I do. Right. So these are the two different aspects that you should know. Now, research will include definitely about the sources that you're going to refer from and the keywords. For keyword research, we also have certain tools that are there. So, how do you think people are researching about keywords, guys? Any idea? If we don't have tools, how do we research? No? How do you perform your research whenever you're writing?
From books, from
From,
internet.
okay, all right, that's one way. What else? What about keyword? Have you ever tried to look for relevant keywords for your content? Ever done that?
Mm,
No?
no, actually, like in medical terms, when we release, these videos and advertisements, or
Yeah.
or on the or the for the website,
Hmm.
so then they give the SEO a few
Yes.
keywords yourself and
Yes.
see if it works, if it's working, and are people searching for those keywords. But I don't know how exactly you search for the keywords.
All right. So, see, usually in organizations, there are SEO experts who are hired separately. there is a digital marketing team under which the SEO is another department where your experts are using these tools. Like I said, there are tools like Google Keyword Planner. Okay, then there is a tool like keywordtool.io. These tools you will get to see in this particular module as well in the later half. So they actually use these tools and call out certain keywords around that particular topic, whatever you're writing for, right? And then they share that with the writers, and they try to incorporate it very seamlessly into their content. It should not look like it is stuffed, or keywords are being overused. Like, you don't have to use it in every single line. However, the placement of keywords is also an important aspect, right? So you research your keywords well, either you do it or SEO expert gives it to you via these tools. And based on what kind of how much is it searched by volume, there are different parameters. I will show you that tool, and you will get to see all the columns under which you get that information based on every keyword that they are able to, and the tool is able to call out for you. So they give you like how many times people are searching it, where is it searched more, like you get to see the region also. So that's all of
Hmm.
that becomes very helpful when you really have to target a particular set of audience from a particular region, maybe. Yeah, so you can use those particular keywords in your this thing, and the moment people are searching, your content will start showing up in the search engine, right? That's the basic idea. So as a content writer, your responsibility includes to research for the keyword or certain phrases to be used in your content, then to build a content strategy. Now, content writers can either work solo, or they have like mentioned, in bigger organizations there are teams. Like, for example, there would be a content marketing specialist, or somebody in that kind of a similar role, who is going to work very closely with the writer to create a proper strategy. We have to content development cannot happen without end-to-end strategy. Now, what do I mean by strategy here is that you have to predefine, whenever you start writing content, you have to predefine what all channels am I going to write for. Okay, who is my audience that I'm catering to,
Yes.
what are their challenges, and what are they really looking for. So when you have all of these question answers in place, you're able to form a better strategy, because where is my audience spending most of the time, on which platform, right? Do I want to cater to people who are mostly present on LinkedIn, or am I targeting people who are, watching reels, maybe on Instagram, Facebook? What kind of content so all the, all of these parameters, when you put together in place, that is called a strategy, end to end, which means starting from and based on, end goal. Like I said, where are you? What channel are you going to post it on, and what kind of content are you going to write or create for them. That starts, it starts from backwards planning. Then you tend to see that, okay, this is the tone of my audience. If they're spending more time on Instagram, I need to also hop on to certain trends that are there, because
Hmm.
people are following trends on Instagram, right? Sometimes some music becomes viral. They
Hmm.
try to use it in every reel, every content possible, right? So because they also want to encash that virality of music, right? That is one idea. Sometimes some kind of a trend is like, I don't know if you're watching these days, there's this reel where it's in a Q&A form, and people are they're acting in this kind of a manner. Have you seen that? Have you
Ah,
noticed that?
yes.
It's a very,
Yeah.
very viral trend. I don't know if Madhav is aware of it, but there are so many trends which are there on different platforms. So based on the platform specific, little nuances, that how going to get viral. I'm only talking about digital writing, correct?
Hmm.
Whether on social media or website. So if you're writing for blogs, you don't really need to look for any trends, but what you have to still keep in mind what really works well with my clients. For example, I am someone who is looking for maybe healthy 10 healthy recipes for dinner. Okay, very simple question. Every human being can, search for it, right? Now, whenever you now you know that I'm writing this content for particular, a set of audience who are looking for healthy options for their dinner meals. This is my
Mm.
understanding of my audience, correct? Now, what will I do? I will start creating in the way that it is more consumable for them. So, my content should not be okay. You tell me what kind of format will work in this case. What format, as in, would you prefer writing an article, a blog, you'll create a video, or and why? Think of one type which will resonate with this kind of an audience and why.
Mm,
What is your understanding?
Probably a video is better because then it
Mm.
becomes easier to just follow it.
Yes. Okay.
These
What
days,
else?
people doesn't want to,
Read.
read, so
Mm.
many pages. So that
Yeah.
is there. And
Correct.
even if
Yes.
it is reading, then it should be like a shorter form where we give the main ingredients and
Yes.
all those things.
Shorter form and in the form of, maybe have you heard of listicles? 10 quick dinner recipes list, which is
Ah,
in a listing format.
list.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm,
Numbering format, which is again very crisp in the and it's very readable
mm,
for my user. Correct. So listicles are a very popular way whenever you are writing something for educating people. Correct. So that is one form of content. So whenever you're creating a content strategy, you have to keep in mind who is my audience, what are they looking for, what kind of content should I be creating, and what are the channels that they'll be consuming my content through. Right? Whether it's going to be, like Madhav said, YouTube. Maybe if I'm creating videos, then maybe YouTube is, of course, YouTube is the best platform to publish my content, right? So you should have your end-to-end strategy very clear in your mind before you start writing, correct?
yes.
So that you can create. Then the actual writing happens, where you will, based on your research, based on your keyword research, and based on the content strategy, you start creating content. Whether it is a blog, it is a web page, anything. Are you sharing anything, Saibria?
No, no, no. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, no problem. All right, and then proofreading and editing comes once you finish your writing. Now, do you understand the difference between proofreading and editing, guys?
Not really.
So proofreading is, I think, going through the information again and then trying to optimize it or, making the correct, I wouldn't say. So editing comes under corrections. So
Okay.
proofreading is where we identify, that is my understanding. Yeah.
Okay. You're
Uh,
you're kind of there, but no,
ah.
not really. See, editing is where you have a broader scope of making changes. All right.
Mm,
Editing comes before proofreading. Proofreading
mm,
is the final step. Okay. Now, editing it might include the change of the flow of the content also. Maybe you need to shift the paragraphs from, like, change the order of the information. Maybe that also comes under editing. Minor edits, of course, using reducing the verbosity. Like,
mm,
if you're using too many words to explain something, cutting it down to a single word or maybe two, three words, that also comes under editing. Then you have to change, rephrase, paraphrasing and
mm,
rephrasing. That also comes under editing, where you need to, explain the same thing, but maybe in a different. Now you feel that, you have to just change a little bit, kind of, maybe vocabulary, or just just rephrase it entirely, the paragraph, or change the order. So editing is a broader role that you do. And then proofreading is specifically about only the grammar and the spellings. That is the final stage. You can't make any other changes in the flow of the content, in the idea, maybe the central theme, or anything for that matter. You can't make any changes in proofreading. Why? Because a lot of times in organizations we have separate proofreaders as well. Okay, and their
mm,
job is only to identify for errors in spelling or
mm,
grammar. Okay,
Right. Right.
that is it. No other changes can be made by a proofreader. Okay, and if you are the writer and you are only doing editing and proofreading on your own, that is, so this is the basic that you need to keep in mind. Correct.
Yeah.
So that is again another, and proofreading happens right before publishing. Like I said, it's the final step. And then comes the publishing, when you will actually be uploading your content on various platforms which that you've created for, right? Or maybe scheduling them. Are you aware of scheduling content? Have you ever tried doing that?
No.
No.
Okay, so there are a lot of tools. I see almost every platform has a different, has a possibility of scheduling content. So that is how these content creators. I'm just giving you an insight which might not be relevant for you, but yes, to stay consistent in your posting, scheduling plays a very important role because every day you might not show up with the best of your health, or maybe you're not feeling like writing today, or you're traveling, you have to attend something else which is priority that day. So scheduling, creating content in advance and scheduling it helps you to stay consistent in posting. All right. That's the kind of a trick that people use for Instagram, for YouTube, every platform, for LinkedIn specifically. I personally use it for LinkedIn because I want to stay consistent on that platform. So one day I sit and create like 5 or 6 posts, whatever I planned for the next week, and I schedule it in advance, and it will get posted automatically. It's a beautiful
Mm.
feature. You do you also know a little off topic, but there is scheduling option in your Gmail as well. Have you used that?
Ah, yes,
Yes,
that I used.
scheduling your emails.
Mm.
Right next to the send button, you can try it now. So if you want to send some, so what we usually do is, for example, I have a lot to especially Monday mornings, they are like so heavy. I want to send out a lot of feedback to my team, and I have to do a lot of these email exchange. So what I do, I sit on Sunday evening or a Saturday, and I just sit and revert to every email and schedule it for Monday morning. So like it's
Mm.
like firing, firing starts happening from my ID. So that really helps, right? So always try to make, so these are very little nuances, but when you start using them, they are very helpful to ease out your work, right? Yeah, a little off topic it was, but I really wanted to share. So scheduling is very interesting. Then the actual process of content writing, like I said, understanding of the purpose and the audience plays the key role. That's the first step in your writing journey, right? So when you know who are you writing for and what is my purpose to write, your half writing is done already, right?
Mm.
So when I know about my audience, what are they looking for, what are their challenges, what kind of content are they consuming, what platform are they spending most of their time, right? When I have all these answers and I know my purpose, whether I just want to have you seen those videos that are just purely made for entertainment purpose? They're not giving any value, but they're
Mm.
just entertaining you, right? So their purpose is very clear, so they just want to entertain, so they'll just pick up some funny music or funny theme, and they'll start entertaining you, maybe create some jokes or something around it. So, and especially for these stand-up comedians, do you follow them? Stand-up comedians, yes.
Few
So
of them,
nowadays
yeah.
they are entertaining also. Some
Mm.
of them are also educating. They are picking up some social messages to convey. Yes, they are
Yes.
picking up something from society, which is now like which was relevant earlier, and which is now becoming irrelevant, and how people are really, dealing with all those situations. So they pick that up as a subject and they put across through a comic medium, because they
Mm.
know that people are looking for that fun element in their lives. That is why this comic stand-up comedy has become so suddenly it has boomed, right?
Mm.
Because those creators picked up the nerve of the audience. Agree?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
because we are able to relate it better with fun. We will not talk about those subjects otherwise. But if it is in presented in a comic, maybe we will share it with someone who we feel like, expressing the same thing, convey the same thing, but we are not able to do it. So we just share those with others. So what happens is your when your goal is clear, you're able to create much better resonating and relatable content for your audience, right? Whether you just want to persuade. Okay, tell me which form of writing will persuasion come into picture? When will you use persuasion as the goal?
If I want to sell something.
Yes, selling and marketing, right? So
Mm.
marketing content is the major this thing where you have to include those persuasive techniques, and I will make you also learn when we do copywriting. Copywriting is purely marketing content. So whenever we're writing for marketing related, whenever we want to sell something or maybe change their perspective, change our audience's perspective, then we use those techniques of persuasion. Right. So I will take you through that as well, and we'll create certain content as well. So that is the first step, understanding the purpose and the audience. Then comes the research, which I spoke about, topic research and keyword research. All right. Um, there are tools for researching your topic as well. So I will take you through that. Then comes the content planning. Very important to have an outline in place. Okay. And why is it required? Whenever you start off writing something, if you don't have a structure in place, you tend to get, distracted. You tend to include a lot of other points also. So, especially when you're writing something, always have a structured outline for yourself so that you're sticking to those key messages and key pointers. Clear? Outline is the most important aspect. Whether you're creating a blog, whether you're creating a news article or a long form article for that matter, very important to maintain that logical flow of the content. So in the outline, you tend to have one topic, then a lot of subheadings, then what will come under those subheadings, so that you can stick to it, right? You don't try to stuff too much information in that one piece of content, right?
Mm.
Then comes the writing actual draft. So always understand that whatever you're writing for the first time is not going to be your final copy, right?
Mm.
It is going to be a rough draft. Be flexible for making alterations. Sometimes it happens with me most of the times. I get too attached with what I write. Okay. And I don't like anybody to tell me what changes to make or, what else can be added, etc., etc. So as a writer, we really need to kind of separate us and look at the content from a third person's view a lot
Mm.
of times. Okay. So, and we have to be very flexible for all the alterations that we have to make in later drafts. The first draft has to be based on the outline, of course, and the research. You have to just put everything in that flow, in that order, like starting with the introduction, okay, where you are trying to introduce the topic, you are trying to grab the attention of the reader. Then the body, which when you're elaborating on the key points or subtopics, maybe, and there's a proper organized, the flow that you are following in the body copy. Then transition is very important between the paragraphs. What do we understand by transitioning smoothly? How can we do that?
Going in the flow. So it is not like one piece of information in the first paragraph and then move on to the next thing, then without any continuation, go to the last thing, something like
Correct.
that.
How do we maintain that continuity, Madhav?
Hmm. I don't know. Probably, it's like in the first paragraph, you lead up to the second point,
Yes.
and then in
So
the second
every
paragraph,
paragraph.
you start with the second point.
Correct. Correct. Very nice. So every paragraph should be talking to each other, is what we say
Mm.
in our language, right?
Right,
They should
right.
talk to each other. They should have a coherence. They should not be abruptly ending and abruptly beginning. So there have to
Mm.
be some connecting words, transitioning words we call.
Words.
What are these transitioning words? Words like however, moreover, although, though, yeah, right? So whatever while, so you try to connect the two paragraphs with some transitioning words, and whatever you are leaving, like both of you mentioned correctly, whatever you're leaving the first paragraph with, the second should start in that continuation, right? No abrupt endings or beginnings. So we'll also understand in the paragraph building part right now. And then the final conclusion. So summarizing the key points that you need to, share with whatever you want your readers to take away with you. That has to come in the conclusion, right? So whatever key messages you want to reinforce into their minds, that try to bring that, into the conclusion part. Optimizing for readability. Now, what does that mean? Uh, it means having clear, like I said, using listing format, maybe using bullet points, giving a lot of using short paragraphs, not a very lengthy, short paragraphs and short sentences as well. So if you are using very lengthy, long sentences, people might just lose interest a lot
Mm.
of time. Yeah. So you have to use very shorter, a mix of both maybe. Bring variety in your writing. So use short and long sentences as a mix, a good combination. And then also defining your subheaders and headers very carefully. Why? Because,
Mm.
sometimes it happens that I'm writing, for example, I'm writing a long format article where I'm writing about a particular topic, starting with the need of it, benefits of it, advantage or maybe disadvantages, comparison of A and B maybe, and I'm doing it a very long form. So now if my reader only wants to directly go to the comparison part, they're not interested, they know about the need and the benefits, etc. They want to jump on to this one. They don't they're it is easier to scan for them if I'm giving proper subheadings. Correct. So specifically, when you say that you want to do medical writing or you want to write something long form content, you need to have those subheadings for your reader to be able to scan it, right? And directly go on to what they want to get information about. Correct. So optimizing means that for readability. Then comes your SEO optimization. We've already, discussed about it. So incorporating keywords naturally, very, integrating relevant keywords in the flow very naturally. Not it should not look like it is stuffed, in every line. Uh, then comes your meta tags and descriptions. Again, these are also when you start posting on every platform, you need to write a description and give a tag to your content, which tag is just a category, right? So, what are you really writing on? It's like a topic, something relatable, relating to that topic, also, it could be. So, those tags, if you provide, it's better for your content to search, rank up in the Google. Tags and descriptions both help you do that. You can also use keywords in the description, right? So that it helps you to your content to rank up, all right, based on those keywords. So
So, just
yeah,
one thing. So the hashtags also come under this, where they use it in Instagram so that
yes.
we,
Yeah.
okay, get it.
Hashtag is also similar. It does the similar work.
Similar.
It is also like a keyword only that we are trying to reinforce for the, so it is for a different platform, it works differently, right?
Differently,
So
right. Uh,
yeah. So whatever, so you have platform specific keywords search also that you can do. So when
mm,
you
mm,
are able to identify what is working well, what is trending in this topic on this particular platform, then
mm,
use those tags into your content. Tag is your
mm,
topic content. Hashtags can be some relating words as well. Just to
mm,
give you an example, maybe a tag can be public speaking,
mm,
right? For you,
mm,
when you're writing about public speaking.
mm.
And your hashtags could be confidence building, hashtag could be presentation,
Okay. Mm.
relatable, relating to the field
Relatable
of
words. Okay.
to the topic. Yeah.
Sure.
So whatever
Understood.
other words that you're using in your content. So you're talking about confidence in the
Mm,
content. You're
mm,
talking about presenting yourself.
mm,
You are talking about maybe your body language.
mm,
All of that comes under public speaking. But public
mm,
speaking is the one. broad topic.
Broader term. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood?
Thanks.
Hashtags are relating words.
Hmm.
All right. Then comes your editing and proofreading. We have already understood this. Editing ensures that you are also checking for consistency, which means the tone that you're writing. Is it going to resonate with my audience? The style of writing that I'm using, formatting. So, for example, I'm writing a blog in a very educative tone. Maybe I just want to educate people about it. So that tone is going to be, what kind of
Hmm.
tone will it be?
Like a teacher telling a student
Yeah, it's
something.
like, like a very formal, very
Hmm.
instructional kind of a tone, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah. Let's take that as an example. Now, uh, imagine that you're writing first two paragraphs in that instructional tone, and the third one you've become very informal, and you're writing like a friend is writing to a friend. Do you see that inconsistency will happen in your content? So, in editing, you also check for the tone, the consistency of your tone, whether you're following through what you started with, right? And what style are you choosing? Then, other, like I said, the formatting. Maybe you're using the same font throughout. Are you using the same, are you underlining the subheadings? If you have underlined one subhead, you can't not underline others, right? So checking for that entire consistency and the flow of the document. Then you also see whether my information is flowing in the logical manner or not. Correct. So everything comes under editing, and proofreading will only check for your grammatical errors and spelling mistakes. All right. And a very interesting tip about editing and proofreading is reading your content aloud. Once you've written something, read it aloud, because when we write, we tend to skip the errors. We don't really are able to identify when we're writing for a long time, right? So if you're writing a long form content, you might skip those. But when you start reading it, when you start listening to what you've written, you are able to identify the errors better. Or another tip is to maybe get somebody to read it for you and and ask them that what is it conveying, right? What is the meaning, that are they able to understand? Is it conveying the same thing that I'm writing? What intention I'm writing with? Right? Is that getting translated in my content? So you can take fresh pair of eyes, like we say, you can ask somebody else to just give it a quick read and share feedback with you. Then incorporating visuals is also very important, in specifically when we are doing long form content. People get really bored when they just have long paragraphs to read. When they have relevant images, when they have certain infographics, when you're presenting a data in a visual format, it kind of enhances the engagement with the reader. Correct. So using a lot of visuals also helps making your content robust and attractive. And then the captions. So providing very descriptive captions for the visuals also helps to reinforce the key pointers. Have you ever, I'm sure you have you come across any of these blogs or articles which are having certain relating imagery in their content? Have
Yeah,
you?
sure. Yeah,
Yes.
Yes. A lot
yeah.
of time,
Most.
specifically in travel blogs. Have you read those travel blogs which have
Hmm.
the images? So that, what is it doing? It is kind of enticing you further to explore this, to know more about this place, right? So that it triggers that kind of an emotion also. So imagery helps invoke emotions also in your readers, right? And get more involved into your content. Then comes the final review and revision. Now, review is all about cross-checking of the statistical information or the facts. If you're adding some numbers or you're giving certain sources where you're picking that information from. So double checking whether that source is really working right now. So what happened with one of my colleagues, and I tell this story to everyone. Very recently it had, and is so relatable to this one topic, is that she was researching on a particular write up for a write-up from about a month. Okay. It was like she started researching a month back and she started putting everything in one document. That's how we do, right? We copy the links and we paste it somewhere, and then we start formulating what we really need to write. Now, she also culled out some statistics from those portals and she mentioned them as sources. Now, it was like like a month back when she started doing this research work, and when she started, when she actually had to write and share this write up with the client, uh, she had mentioned all the statistics, and she did not do the final review and the final cross check of the facts. You know what happened? When it went to the client just randomly opened one of the sources that she had mentioned of a statistic, and that page was not working any longer. That page was not there, right? So what happened? Where if you are mentioning certain statistics, which are very important, or and you're highlighting them also, and that statistics was highlighted in the headline because it was so important, right?
Mm.
It might, so that particular source was not working, and the credibility of that statistics had gone down the drain. Nobody believed that this is what everybody said, that, no, you must have been mistaken. This is not, I can't see this kind of information on the web anywhere, you know. So clients reacted that way. So it's just one learning that we picked up from there was that right before you are sharing some information, do double check, cross check, because we research about a topic for a longer this thing, right? A lot of times we keep researching and we tend to procrastinate our writing, that we'll write it later, but you always ensure that your statistics, your sources are valid, right? They might be some industry authority that you're picking it up from, some authority body, or certain sources which will not disappear one day randomly, So it was from a very random website where people mention things, and then overnight these websites are also not there, right? So you just don't have to, pick up any statistics from those kind of. Always rely on authentic sources for your statistics or the facts that you're referring to. And then, of course, addressing the feedback. So, if you have a team, if you have someone who is giving a feedback, please be open for it and make those necessary adjustments or revisions. Formatting and publishing. Now, formatting means formatting for particular platform as per their guidelines. Sometimes
Mm.
what happens, are you aware that you must have used Twitter back in those days when it was very new, right? Twitter had a certain word limit,
Mm.
character limit, in fact. I think 120 or something,
Ah,
140
yeah.
characters. So now, if you want to convey that you've written a blog and you want to share it on that platform, how will you do that? Will you be able to copy paste it? No. No, right? How will you do that? Are there other ways to share the content on that platform?
We can post a link and just a few words about what it
Yes.
is.
Yes, so you can just put a very intriguing, maybe some question or something that will resonate with people, and they will click on that link to read your blog.
Read that.
Correct. So that is what it means by being able to understand what are the guidelines for this particular platform. How do I need to post my content if I need to, share it with the masses at large. So similarly, if I'm making a video, YouTube video, there would be other guidelines that I'll have to follow, like for example, dimensions or the quality of the camera that I'm using, right? Certain other guidelines about the kind of content I can, I can't talk. I mean, I can't violate the rules of that platform, right?
Mm.
You can't. And then there are there are a lot of settings of that particular or guidelines that you can't use this particular font, you can't use spacing too much, or you can't use those underlining maybe, you know so every platform has a different guideline that you should be following. Alignment is an issue in some of the platforms. Then CTA. Are you aware what this stands for? Call to action. What does it mean in your content? Hmm.
Not at all.
Understanding. What about you, Saitya?
Yeah, call to action is how the audience take action after something
Hmm.
that we have shared. So,
Yeah.
like as we said in the example in the Twitter, if they want to, how we give a question and then so that they click and then go to the blog and they read it. So that is
Okay.
call to action.
Fair
Mm.
understanding. But in our marketing content, we there is a very clear call to action that we tell people what do people have to do about this content, right? So,
Mm.
for example, I'm writing this blog, or for that matter, let's just take an example of email only. So, we are writing an email to our colleague or maybe a client or somebody, and we are just mentioning what we're not writing anything in terms of closure. Like, what are we looking for? Don't we
Mm.
close it with like looking forward to meet you or looking
Yeah.
forward to connect with you on so and so time? You know,
Mm.
something that we want the reader of that content to take as an action. All
Mm.
right. So,
Next steps.
yes, in the marketing content, I'm sure you will start resonating now. Whenever you are maybe reading a blog, do you get this action? These are called action buttons where it is written subscribe now or sign up for the
Mm.
newsletter. Or
Mm.
sometimes
Mm.
nowadays, when you are also looking at these advertisements, these Google
Shop
ads, are
now.
not, do you see book now or
Ah,
call now? Now is a
shop
very
now.
powerful
Yeah.
now is a very powerful word that people use in terms of action taking, right? So you incorporate, visit the website. All of these are action buttons. So whenever you're reading something and towards the end you have something to do with that content, maybe read more, and it will take you to another page, right?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
um, or buy now or uh, visit the website. So whatever action the reader is you want reader to take, and you're placing that towards the end of your content, that is called your call to action. Correct. We're going to use CTA a lot of times in when we are learning about marketing content, because that's when whenever we're trying to market or sell something, we need people to take immediate actions. Correct. Similar example with newsletters. Have you ever subscribed to any newsletters of any brands? Happens all
No.
the time, right? What do? They are collecting the data. They're just asking you to fill your email ID and subscribe. What is happening? They are generating the leads for their business, and they're also asking you to subscribe so that they can regularly on a periodic manner they can share some more updates
Updates,
about their new
products.
launches,
Right.
right? New products, new services. So
Right.
that is what happens. So subscribe now is also call to action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood, Madhav?
Yeah.
Uh,
Got it.
And then the final publishing happens. Like I said, you can either publish then and there or schedule it for later. And then promotion. Your work does not end after publishing. You also have to promote. Now, are you aware of this cross promotional? How can you cross promote your content? Any idea that you can think of? For example, I'm maintaining a blog. So I have a blog link with me. How can I cross promote it on other platforms? Like we were just discussing on Twitter. You're sharing that link. Now, a lot of times people making use of every platform possible. I see a lot of people posting their LinkedIn post, link of LinkedIn post on WhatsApp status. So what are they
Mm.
doing? The idea is to reach to the wider audience. People who are not present on my LinkedIn connections, but they are there on my WhatsApp, they are looking at my WhatsApp status, they can also read that content. So, reaching to the wider audience, you need to do the cross promotion of your content. All right. Creating content is not enough. Being able to reach out to a wider audience is very important, right? How you making your reader know that you've written something. Then, so sharing it across social media platforms, which are of course relevant. You can't be posting very serious content on Instagram Reel. Can you do that? I think nowadays people are still the lines are blurring. I have seen people using it for serious content also. But for professional, I would prefer LinkedIn, right? For professional content that I want to create, I would prefer LinkedIn as a platform, and Instagram might not resonate with my audience. Correct?
Hmm.
So that is the understanding you should be having while promoting also. And you can't randomly keep promoting everything everywhere. So choose wisely which platform you need to promote. Where is my audience going to, be present? What all platforms? Similar case with the newsletter. To reach the wider audience, we create newsletters. Then the monitoring part, I told you how to, every platform has the analytical dashboard that helps you to monitor how your content is performing, and you can then incorporate that feedback if you are getting some comments and if they're relevant for improvement, you must definitely include them. Iterative improvement. Similarly, if there is there's a blog in which you've written about something current, something which is current affair kind of a thing, and there is an update in that now. So you must keep adding the updated information. Keep your informations updated all the time. You can make those, keep iterating them like that. Unlike your traditional media, once it is published, it cannot be changed. So that's not the case with digital. Digital writing, your content can be constantly updated as you like. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it's not getting too heavy for you.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. As a part of this we take 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes break after 1 hour. So
Okay.
I think we've already completed an hour. So let us take 10 minutes break, and we'll be back. It's about 9:36 by my watch. Let's be back by 46 or maximum by 48.
Yeah.
Is that
Sure.
okay?
Sure.
All
Yes.
Sure.
right.
Thank you.
See you then. You don't need to leave the session. You just have to, you can switch off your cameras.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Okay, good to see you back on time. Okay. So, we completed up till this one. Let me reshare my screen. So, we understood the process of writing. Any doubts, any questions so far? Are
So
you able
far,
to
I've understood.
understood?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're able to follow through. At any point of time, if you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay,
yeah.
right. Moving on to the next topic, which is about paragraph building. We've already discussed the basics, right? That it has to be in the logical flow. It has to not. It doesn't have to be abrupt. Has to talk to each other. All of that. We'll just learn it in a little more detail. The process of building a paragraph is to uh, look for the overall clarity, coherence, and effectiveness. Right. So how can we do that? So starting with a very clear topic sentence. What does topic sentence means? The main theme or the main idea that you're going to discuss in the write up that is to be followed, right? So your topic sentence and of course the focus has to be very clear, that what is the focus for the reader that I need to share this information to. So that is how you'll accordingly adjust the tone. Correct? So, starting with a very clear topic in what people can expect from this particular paragraph, that central theme or the idea of the discussion. Then coming to the additional details. What are the supporting details means when we are elaborating that topic sentence, what kind of details do I need to add to it? Is there any factual information, factual evidence that I need to share, or any details for them to understand the idea? Right. And then comes the clarity. So expansion and clarity are two aspects under your additional details or supporting details, right? Comes your transitioning sentences, like we discussed, there are certain connectors which help you to transition from one paragraph to another very smoothly, right? That so that the flow of information is overall very interesting to read and it is coherent in nature. Then consistent structure, logical flow, chronologically or hierarchy based. So, based on what kind of writing you're doing, if it asks you to write something in the chronological order. So, for example, if you're talking about one concept over the years, that how it has been developing, and what are the changes or the developments that have happened in so and so year, then you use a chronological format because it's pleasing to the eyes, right? And it's also more easy to understand. So that, and ensuring unity, of course, coherence between the paragraph. Your central theme should be as it is, that should not be disturbed. Vary sentence structure. We also spoke about it, including a mix of sentence structure, a combination of short or punchy and complex sentences. So give a variety to your reader. Considering the length of the paragraph, which means, for some topics or certain, you have to balance the length of the paragraph as well. You can't be, there is no as such a particular rule of how long a paragraph should be, but it should just make sense and it should not be overwhelming with the kind of information you're sharing, right? So the idea is to keep it only that much which is easy to digest for your readers. Then use of descriptive language. Now, what does that mean? Like we said, using imagery to describe. The best example was your travel log, right? The using that image is describing the place in itself. So you don't really need to write that it's a very lush green with a clear sky. When you have that kind of an image in front of you, people can understand, yeah, immediately. So that is one way. And but using descriptive language also helps you to enhance the engagement. I'll tell you, if you're interested in novel writing also, that happens a lot in novels, right? Authors are using descriptive language, which means they're trying to set the scene for you to visualize.
Mm.
Yes, that happens, no? And
Yeah.
you can actually visualize and you can feel that you are there already. It is that descriptive sometimes. So that is important, especially in the storytelling or any that kind of a writing that we do. Then, of course, the concluding sentence. If it is applicable, you need to summarize the main points so that people can take away that from it. Edit for clarity, similar to what we understood from for content writing as a overall process. There's the for paragraphs also, you have to ensure that your readability is there. It is clear. You're eliminating redundancy, which means unnecessary repetitions if you're making in the same paragraph. If you're using too many words to explain something or using something repetitively, you can eliminate that in this stage during editing. And right, and then also considering the tone and style. Final check, keeping your audience's mind in mind that whether this style of writing or the language that I'm using, do I need to tailor it further to their understanding level, or do I need to or is it relevant for them? So ensure that. Correct. Then there's a concept of revising. Now revision is also about it is kind of a part of the entire editing process only. However, revising is majorly about changing the order of the information, or maybe some modifications in the structure of the write-up that you've written, right? It also includes the vocabulary, the kind of the choice of words that you've made. So in revision, when you're doing it, so revision and proofreading are again towards the end of towards the publishing stage. So in that along with editing, when you're revising it finally, you are able to see whether your content is flowing in the logical manner or not. If you want to change any order, change certain words, etc. You know, and also revision bases the guidelines of that platform. All right, am I making sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Then
So, yeah,
yes.
sorry to interrupt. So,
No.
what is the difference here between, like, we know that proofreading is basically to check the spelling and grammar.
Yes.
So, what about revising and then proofreading, and how will we editing? So, how will we do
Editing.
it?
So there is no such difference between revising and proofreading. They are completely
Hmm.
different things. Proofreading is for your spelling and grammar, which is the final stage before
Hmm.
publishing. A revision is a part of your editing only. It's just a,
Okay.
it's just another term that we use, that we revise the content, like we use the review word, review, revision, everything comes under editing only. It's
Editing.
just a different terminology that we are using, right? But there is a certain step by step process when like in this one, you will understand, you'll get more clarity from this one. When you are revising, that means you're not really, revision never happens immediately once you finish writing. So once you have written the draft, you take a break. That's something called preparing yourself for revision, which means maybe you can't identify the errors then and there, but when you
Hmm.
do something else and come back to that writing, then you might find that maybe you have a fresh perspective. Maybe you want to add or
Okay.
remove some certain things. Maybe if you're changing certain um, changing, if you want to change certain angle of describing the same thing,
Hmm.
maybe just
Hmm. Hmm.
revision is all about that, just little few changes in terms of the order of the content or the perspective that you're writing with. All right,
Okay.
there's
Okay.
no it is a part of editing only.
Editing only. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But
So,
this is done after the first draft. Once we are
yes,
done
yes,
with the draft, we do
correct.
this. Okay.
Correct, correct.
Okay. Okay.
After the
Got it.
first draft, we do this revision and then we are open for the changes that we need to make, right? Re-examine the topic. That also comes under revision, which
Hmm.
means are we, like I said, what is the approach that we are taking on this topic? That can happen after the first draft. For example, we created a particular outline. We understood, we kind of, know that we are going to, for example, we are going to, just a basic example of for and against, maybe
Hmm.
that's a very extreme example, but okay, let me think of something else. Maybe you're writing about a certain vaccination that has come up.
Ah.
I'm just giving an example from medical
Sure.
perspective, right? Some vaccine which has come up for a particular disease. Now, in the first draft, in the outline, I mentioned that I want to majorly highlight about the benefits of the vaccine, or and how it will help the people who are suffering from this particular disease, how, what kind of reduction in the treatment time can we expect from this vaccine. Okay, this was my initial thought of writing about this particular topic. Now, what could be the other? Can you think of one more perspective for the same topic? Madhav is thinking.
Yeah, you can probably talk about how it's made and the side
Hmm.
effects and
Correct.
Hmm.
Correct. We understood now. I can revise and I can look for different approaches to write on the same topic in this revision stage. In the editing stage, this is not possible. I can't change the entire structure,
Hmm.
entire approach. I can't change. correct? But after the first draft, when I'm revising, I can still have the scope for those changes in the approach of the writing, maybe. Got it now?
Mm. Yeah.
Difference between revision, editing, and proofreading. Though it comes under editing only, however, it is much earlier stage.
Mm.
Editing is towards the end, but
Mm.
revision comes maybe in the beginning when you are still writing the first draft or written the first draft. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah, probably what you're trying to say, and what I understand is, in the first draft, you just put down all your ideas on paper,
Yes.
right? And then in the revision, you see how to structure it, and what comes in the first para, what comes in the second para. You can make all those changes in the revision, right?
Hmm. Not
Or
exactly.
uh,
You can't put so you still want to have a outline in place before you start writing the first draft. That outline has to be in place, right? You
Right,
can't decide the outline after you've. That is called dumping of the ideas. That is dumping your ideas is is the even before even prior stage than researching
draft.
also.
Mm.
right,
Even before you start writing researching for a topic, you dump your ideas, correct?
right.
Or maybe during research you are dumping your all of the ideas that you're getting to
Yeah,
write.
right,
And then in the first draft, by when you're starting to write the first draft, you still have an outline in place. However, in revision, you can make alterations to that outline.
yeah,
Understand?
yeah, yeah,
In editing, then you can see if this paragraph, if the content has to be organized differently, but you can't change the approach in the editing.
right.
That's too much of work, no?
Yeah,
Mm.
Towards the end. Again, you have to go back and to the drawing board and do that. Since the revision is like in the beginning stages when you're still formulating your content.
right, right.
Clear?
Yeah,
So if I want to add something or delete something, that should be done in the revising stage,
Hmm.
right?
Yes, correct.
So I think that okay, I've put an idea, I've put in draft, but then I need like 2 points which I have to add it, which I
Hmm.
forgot, or which would make sense for the topic that I'm doing. So that would be done in the revising stage.
Don't get confused. It's not that rocket science. I'll tell you very simply. See, whenever you're writing the first, so your addition and deletion can happen in editing also,
Mm.
right? When you don't see that this is fitting relevant, let me just cull out this particular sentence. Let me just delete the sentence. It's okay in editing also if it is not making sense. But in the revision, in the editing part, you can't change the entire approach to an article, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Correct? Which can
Mm.
be changed in the revision part. Addition,
Mm.
deletion, all of that can keep happening till editing. In proofreading,
Till
also
then.
sometimes we get to see that okay, this is a redundant word, maybe just remove that, all of that. But in revision is like a very nascent stage when you're still, in that earlier thought process of formulating a kind of a content. Okay?
Okay.
Nothing to get confused here. Revision is just like the beginning when you're still trying to fit the best approach, take the best approach for an article. Editing is when you're finished the writing of the first and second draft, probably, and then you're closer to the publishing. Then you edit for the final understanding flow of the information. If you want to move certain paragraphs up, you want to add certain points, you can still do that in editing part, right? Proofreading is final grammar, spelling,
Mm.
small silly errors that are there.
Mm-hmm.
Clear now?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. So re-examining the topic. This is very text heavy. I'm not going to read it, but you can go through it once after the session. Revising the structure. You understood now? You can revise the structure in the revision part. Polishing the wording. Redundancy, overuse structures can be, again, this can happen across editing stages. You understand what is the all of these terms, parallelism and all? Repetition, you understand. Redundancy, you understand, right? Phrasing, you understand. Do you have an understanding on parallelism? What do we mean by that?
no,
No? Sai
No.
Priya, no? Okay. So basically, parallelism is a series of phrases or a clause, or a particular clause, a series of clause that we use in a sentence that they are following the similar kind of a grammatical structure. Okay, I'll give you one example of parallelism. Uh, just 1 second. Very day-to-day example I'm going to share with you. Mm, yeah. So, for example, I have to write that a particular person likes to um likes to so for example, I'm trying to describe the hobbies. So I'm writing so and so a person likes to Sarah, maybe Sarah likes to read, to write, and to watch movies. Now do you think what can I make any changes to this one?
Yeah, Sarah likes to read, write, and watch movies.
Yes, correct. So this is called parallelism, where you are actually avoiding the redundancy. Here, what have you eliminated in this one? The repetition of word to,
Yeah,
correct?
Mm.
The
yeah,
grammatic. So that is one of the examples. It basically, when you are having this, when you're using parallelism in your writing, you are sounding more confident and clear. you know you are able to make that written content look more polished. That is one of the ideas of the another example that I can give you is, and you have to choose, okay, which one is the correct one in the sense of parallelism. So again, you fix the error in this one. um, she is responsible for designing, comma, to manage, comma, and implementation of projects. Which one do you think?
yeah.
Like,
It's
let
not
me
to
give you.
manage, designing, managing, and implementing.
And
Correct. So when you're using the same grammatical sense to every word, correct? If you're using ing, you have to use it in manage also and implementation also. So it will be
mm.
designing, managing, and implementing. That's the correct
Right.
way of using it. You understood the parallelism?
Yeah,
That whenever we are using the similar grammatical choices in the entire sentence. Clear?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, and let me give you one more example. What will be the correct? I'm putting something in the chat. You have to fill in the blank with the correct word as per the parallelism. Can you see in the chat now? What will be the correct word that you can fill in here?
Increase,
Like, will it be increased, increasing, increases, or increase?
increase.
Increase.
Yes. So you understand, right? How you to draw parallelisms in your writing. Correct.
Mm.
Now tell me whether this is parallel or not. When I say she values honesty, integrity, and being responsible.
Uh, and responsibility.
Hmm. Correct.
Being responsible. Mm.
And responsibility is the correct version, right? Being responsible is not in parallel with what we are writing from the
Mm.
beginning.
Right,
Clear?
right.
So whenever,
Yes.
so basically you have to look for the pattern. Okay, where if you're using ing verbs, it has to be the same. If you're using nouns, then for example, there's this one example where I mentioned about the clarity, confidence, right? So those are the kind of similar nouns that you're using. Or if you're using adjectives, it has to be clear, concise, these kind
Mm.
of adjectives. So, all right. You got the concept. Then comes the proofreading. I've already discussed about this. Looking for punctuation, grammar, spelling mistakes in this one. So this is a beautiful example. Just spend some like a minute or so on this paragraph and see how will you revise it. What is the common mistake that this writer has done? Can you see something off here? As an author, how will you edit? As an editor, sorry, how will you edit this paragraph? What's that one thing which is really standing out while you're reading? Maybe affecting your eyes.
Hmm.
What is it?
I mean, the whole structure is, yeah, he's talking about one taste and then health and then taste and then health, and it's all mixed up.
Hmm. Can you
And
find spot more errors into? Yeah.
starting, I mean, immediately the person is comparing it with some other thing. Instead,
Yeah.
it can start with the taste or benefits of Cheerios and then go to the comparison. That is
Hmm.
how I would like it to be.
Okay.
But yeah.
Any other very disturbing element you can see on the screen as a reader? What this author could have avoided?
Too much use of Cheerios, Cheerios.
Yeah. Too much repetition,
Everywhere,
no?
every
Yeah,
sentence there is Cheerios.
yeah, yeah, right.
Yes.
It's very
Very
repetitive.
very repetitive. It's not going to please any reader's eyes, at least not mine. What else? Okay, there is one very grave error that this person has made in the beginning, starting from the beginning and in the flow of the content. I mean, what do you think it is? It has started with a comparison, right? Which is
Hmm,
okay. I mean, maybe it is a part of a
hmm,
bigger
hmm,
article. It is just, but talking in terms of this particular paragraph, the the first line is your topic sentence, what we understood.
hmm.
Is it really elaborating on the topic sentence in the upcoming lines?
Not
Can
at
you
all.
reread it now?
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all. It is just not talking about frosted flakes
Yeah,
Hmm.
anywhere else.
Hmm.
Correct? That's a grave error because a topic sentence needs to be, then the entire this thing has to,
Paragraph should be about comparison, but then they didn't
yes,
do that.
entire paragraph
Huh.
has to talk to that topic sentence. It should be an elaboration.
Hmm.
Correct. Whereas it is not talking in that terms at all. So let us look at the revised version. Just spend a minute on this.
yeah. He should have started with Cheerios, or yeah. Okay.
That's what, yeah. Cheerios are the best cereal in the market. On is also incorrect, I feel. So in the editing phrase or in the revision phrase, after revising, this is what you've come up with. Making more sense, right?
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
So removing the redundant words, removing the repetition, and trying to rephrase or paraphrase what you're writing, to make more sense of it. Right. So this is just one of the examples. Now, whenever you come across, you can actually look for a lot of these examples if you want to practice revision and editing. You can look for examples, or you can, if you want, I can share a list of these kind of paragraphs with you so that you can revise it in your free time. All right. So I can share it as a form of a worksheet or so.
Mm.
If you like, I will do that. Yeah. All right. So all of these were the issues with the particular paragraph. So original topic sentence was not accurately reflecting what the paragraph was all about. We discussed that. Original phrasing was too long and easily it could be replaced with something shorter. For parallelism, the is deleted so original flavor matches the same construction as the other items in the series. This it is here. Where was it? Mm-mm-mm.
Flavor on the top. First one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This one.
Mm.
Yeah,
Second point.
original.
Mm.
Correct. So, this is what you have to remember. Words like really and very are often unnecessary. So, when we do the next module of vocabulary on Wednesday, I'm going to share a lot of these examples or, these exercises with you where you will be able to think to replace the word very like
Mm.
very happy. What can you,
Ah.
how can you name, use one word for it? Then very sad. So using stronger words and adding them to your vocabulary is important, right? So we'll do that. Then entire sentence sometimes is unnecessary in this particular. Delicious appeared a few sentences before this. We revised to remove the passive voice. So you have to look for the voice, tone, grammar, everything in the revision. Yeah. Is that clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Coming to the editing and proofreading part, we've understood most of it, but let me just take you through. Proofreading is all about the checking the mistakes in spelling, grammar, punctuation, capitalization, and any inconsistencies that are there in the sentence construction or, in any of this one, in terms of grammar. What does a proofreader look for? They look for all of these. Any mistakes
And
in
grammar.
punctuation,
Punctuation.
capitalization. What does capitalization mean, guys? What do we understand by that?
So
What
Using
is the rule
the
of
capitals
prop,
where they're
yeah, proper
needed,
nouns, they should be
beginning of the
capitals.
sentence and
yes?
Mm.
First letter of the first word of the sentence has to be capitalized.
Capital.
That's the rule, right? Basic rule. But a lot of times people use capitalization in between in
Ah.
between the line as well. So in between the sentence, I have seen a lot of times for this specific word called when we use for example, we tend to make F capital.
F capital.
Yeah. A lot of times people do that. Wherever it is, however, it's not necessary, right? You can simply do away with it. Or if it is not a noun, also, then also people are using. Sometimes they are referring to a certain, thing, and they just want to as a highlighter. They use a capitalization, which is completely incorrect. All right.
Mm.
Just in the sense of highlighting some important point, you can't capitalize that in between the sentence. Either you formulate a separate sentence and start from, if you want to pull that attention of a reader, then maybe just begin a new sentence from there, right? Put a period, put a full stop, and then start a new fresh sentence. That will make sense. All right. So you've understood editing is broader. It includes all of it: content structure, style, flow of the content, etc. Substantive substantive editing means, yeah, that whenever you are looking at the bigger picture of the maybe the narrative, then you can reshape that and fixing those inconsistencies in the plots and characters, whatever you're mentioning in your story or any writing. What is mechanical editing? Any
No.
understanding? No?
no.
Mechanical editing is especially specifically used in when you're doing it, manually, like you're really after your major issues are fixed, in the text, then you are looking for, the smaller aspects of the content, when your narrative is fixed, your characters are well defined, etc., then you're coming to the smaller, maybe sentence structure or the issues in the grammar that are there. Those, especially there when you're using this long form content, no, when you're writing larger scripts or these novels for that matter, then you have to go through multiple rounds of editing, and that comes under your mechanical, when the process becomes very tedious. Okay. What does an editor look for? We already understood. It's like line by line approach of any piece of writing for looking for any inconsistencies or the weaker parts of the narrative. All right. So we've discussed this. Both are important. Editing and proofreading. Both are integral parts to ensure the highest quality possible of your content. Okay. Now, Grammarly. So, I think Cypria, you have used this, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a Chrome extension? How do you use it? In an application?
Yeah, I have a Chrome extension, and sometimes when writing for correction, yeah, most of it
Hmm.
Grammarly.
We
But
use that.
then now I see that a few of the content, when we try to edit in Grammarly, they don't accept it. At least for
Hmm.
the papers, when we submit,
Okay.
the PhD papers or something, when we
Hmm.
try to submit it, if it is done with Grammarly, they just reject it entirely. So that is also there.
That's new. Yeah, that's new to
Uh,
me because
yeah.
I think the majority of writers are using Grammarly as a basic
Yes.
tool.
No,
And
so
now
we used
AI,
to try to test it, right? Whether it is AI written or we
yes,
use tools for that, right? So if
yes.
we use Grammarly, it shows it is AI written, so they don't take
But
it.
then you have to smartly make some tweaks into it, right? You
Ah,
can't
that we have to do.
copy paste.
Mm,
Copy pasting is a big
that is
issue.
not.
It's called in the content, it's called plagiarism. You
Right.
understand that term?
Mm,
Plagiarism is when you're completely copy pasting certain content from some other source. Either you give a credit in your on your platform, or so that you don't come under plagiarism, and it's a
mm,
serious act of offense, right?
yeah.
So you can actually get kind of a punishment if the industry bodies are really
Yeah,
listening
yeah.
and they're really looking into it, then plagiarism is a serious
It
offense.
is, yeah.
Otherwise,
Mm,
you have to smartly take help of AI. See, AI is not here to replace you.
exactly.
It can't do your work, right?
Mm,
It is just an assistant. Consider it as an assistant, personal assistant, where you can get your things done faster. You can research faster. You can write
yes.
faster. You can create structure outlines faster. And
Mm,
based on that, you can formulate your writing. However, AI, no matter how much AI you use in your writing, that uniqueness of
will not be
your
there.
style, that
Mm,
has to be there. And if that uniqueness in your thoughts of in your thoughts in your presentation, that is there, then no, it can't come under plagiarism, and you can easily make use of all the AI tools to the best of
mm.
your interest, right? Because what people are really doing these days is they're just copy and pasting without
Pasting.
putting any brains into it. It is not how it works. Yeah,
Mm,
consider it as an assistant for your writing. And a lot of these learners in my batches, they keep asking me, is it really relevant for us to be are there any openings with the advent of AI? Are they really hiring content writers these days? And I say, yes, of course, because who is going to give the prompts to AI, by the way? Humans, right? AI can't write on its own. Somebody has to give the correct prompt. So for that also you have to have the understanding of uh, being able to, make it, it's important for you to understand what kind of prompts are you going to give to
mm,
achieve the best outcome. Correct? That's the whole game about in AI. So giving the right prompts, making tweaks according to you. In fact, there is another tool you will be surprised to know there is a tool called humanizing.ai. So there
mm.
are, yeah.
Yeah.
So you actually can humanize the content
The
also via
content.
an AI tool.
Yeah.
Isn't it an ironical thing? Yeah. So to humanize the content also people are not using their brain. They're putting it in another AI tool which is
Another
called
AI
Humanize.
tool.
So so it is very funny and but that's how the world is functioning these days. But what I always suggest is some central idea, some perspective has to be unique to you, your experiences, your learnings so far, and that is what makes your content a great content to read for people, right?
Mm.
Otherwise, there is a whole dearth of content available online. Why will people read yours? There has
Mm.
to be some uniqueness, right? Some USP, right? So, Grammarly, I want you to, practice Madhav. Just
Yeah.
open, maybe you can just browse for Grammarly, Chrome extension or whatever browser you use. If you're on app Mac, I don't know if it is there for
No,
Mac.
no, it's regular Windows thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll have a Chrome extension. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have, I don't know if it is there for Safari, but Chrome, so Chrome extension you download, and the moment you download it, a logo appears on the browser, along with the cursor when you start writing. So
Right.
whether it is your Word, Microsoft Word, whether you're writing emails, very helpful in emails.
Okay.
Yeah. So because sometimes we tend to make those silly mistakes, or sometimes we're trying to convey some idea which is becoming too verbose, or it's having too many we can shorten it, crisp it. So Grammarly will keep suggesting for better alternates for you while
Right.
you're writing,
Right.
right? So that is very interesting. I want you to use it, download the extension, and we'll understand what all does it help with? Of course, it's a grammar checker. Then plagiarism checker is also a part of Grammarly tool now.
Right.
We can also generate some citations where, as in, what sources are we taking the information from. We can paraphrase also using Grammarly. We can
Mm.
use tone detector. We can have a style guide. So when you're using Grammarly in an application, okay, what happens is this kind of a interface comes, and you have an option to give set goals for your writing. Can you see here? You can select the audience, you can check the, fix the formality of the tone of the writing, etc., and it will start suggesting accordingly.
Right.
Yeah. So whatever you've written, it will start suggesting the better alternates, or if you are grammatically incorrect, it will suggest your corrections over here. This is called plagiarism checker, where you can simply copy paste what you want to check if it is plagiarized content or not, and it will help you. Paraphrasing tool also is available now, and that's it. But I want you to check and start using this often, Madhav.
Yeah.
And once you, so in the next session, we'll discuss how it was using. And right now, just spend about, we have few minutes to go. I would want you to take up the quiz of the first module. So when you log into the LMS, right below the presentation, you have a quiz module. Can you find out?
Log into what?
Just
Henry
you
Garden.
are you logged into the LMS?
Sorry. What's LMS?
LMS, where learning management, like the where you have logged into your Henry Howin portal, right?
Okay.
The portal, there must be a self-learning column
Okay. No, I
in the left hand.
actually a message came in the morning, WhatsApp
Okay,
message. I logged in through
you've
there.
directly logged in. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. But you have your login credentials, right? For
Yeah, I
Henry
do.
Howin.
I do. I do.
So can you just log in right now? Just open Henry Howin portal as a learner and just put your credentials. Cypher, you have figured out
Yeah, yeah.
the quiz module. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guide Madhav where he can find it after login? I
Yeah,
think there's
sure.
a self-learning tab, right? Maybe you can share your
Yes.
screen,
Yeah,
Madhav.
I'm just
We can guide.
logging in now.
Yeah, we can guide you once you're on the home page. You can share your screen.
second. I'm just.
I'll just, we'll guide you where to find it, and maybe you can finish the quiz post the session. And in the beginning of the next session, for 10 to 12, 15 minutes, we'll discuss if there are any doubts. All right.
Oh, now they're sending me an OTP.
Yeah. They'll
Yeah.
send you an OTP on your
Yes.
mobile or a email ID, maybe.
Email ID.
Right. Okay. You attended the
You can
class.
share your screen. Share your screen and we can guide you.
Okay. Can you tell me how to share my
Yeah,
screen?
there's a on the
Um,
top right side, there must be a button called share,
Share.
right
Yeah.
next to the
After the
leave
mic.
button.
Hmm.
Yeah, after the mic.
Okay. 1 second. After the mic, yeah, share. Okay.
Just
Click on
click
share
on.
and click on the tab that you want to share. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yes.
Yes, we can see your screen. Yeah, can you guide him?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, just give some stars and submit it, else it will not go to the next thing. Yeah.
Right. 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 Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, just close this. Just close this. No need to upload anything. Just click on the close button.
Okay.
Yeah. Now go to the dashboard.
Right.
Hmm. Yeah. Yes. Just scroll down below. So here you see go to LMS exams, maybe later.
Okay.
Yeah. So here, yeah, just little above, there is go to LMS, little bit. Yeah. Go to LMS exam recording.
Yeah. Okay.
Just click on that.
Okay.
So this is the module 1 that we have completed till now.
Right.
So in the last, there is this quiz module. So if you scroll down here, it will take you to the quiz.
Okay. Okay.
Scroll
Scroll
down on
down.
your
No, no,
right,
this side,
on your right
on this
side.
side of the tab.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Right.
So
Got it. Got it.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm
So
technologically challenged.
that is
no problem. We are here to support you. It's okay. So now you know this is called LMS. LMS, the full form is Learning Management System,
management system.
Okay.
where all the courses are uploaded, the presentations are there, the quizzes are there. It is like an interactive portal for learners and trainers simultaneously, right? So my LMS looks different than a student portal, right?
Okay.
Because I
Okay.
have other classes, what all
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
to take, what are the courses that I'm taking, etc. For
Right.
you, all these modules in the left hand side, you see all of these options. You can find the recordings here, library on the
Yeah.
extreme left. See in the black
Yeah.
Extreme
Yeah.
column.
left.
Yeah.
Got it.
Question
So
bank.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you can make keep revising your modules from here also if you like. You
Right.
want to go back to some. So in the above when you scrolled up a little, there was this quiz. This is the presentation that we have covered today, right? You
Yeah.
click on this and the presentation will open.
Yeah.
So you can actually go through it once as a part of revision.
Right.
And if any concept is unclear, you can ask me in the next. Just make note of it. We
Yeah.
can discuss in the next session.
Right. Right.
And finish the quiz and please try to record the scores, whatever you've scored. Okay, just a 10 question quiz,
Okay.
small
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Just let me know and try to see whatever the correct answers, if you have made any mistakes, so that you
Okay.
can be sure of the concepts.
Right.
Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys,
Thank
for
you.
being so attentive and participative. It was a great start to my morning. And looking forward to see you in the upcoming sessions.
Sure.
And your next one is on Wednesday, right?
Mm,
Wednesday,
Yes.
same time. I'll
Yeah.
see you.
mm.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you so
Thank
much.
you
Thank you
so
so much.
much. Have a
Thank you.
fantastic day, both of you.
You too.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 You can leave the session. Yeah.